Okay, I think things are working. Just check and make sure. Okay, I think things are working. Just check and make sure. Yeah, I think everything's working well. Yeah, something like that. It's been a while since I've done this, so bear with me. Pulling some stuff up. Okay. Well, it looks like you can see me. It looks like I can see the chat. It looks like I just broke the chat. So that's a thing that just happened. I don't know exactly what I just did. But yeah, I'm just not gonna mess with stuff. It's been such a long time since I've streamed on Twitch. So I'm gonna get things going here. This is a Saturday morning stream. Have your coffee, enjoy some sim baseball action here on Geek Cheese. So yeah, so this is happening. This is a real thing that's happening. So let me first say hey everyone. This is Greg from Geek Cheese, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Sim Baseball and Cheese League Baseball. So let me give a little background before I go into what we got here for you today. So for those of you who are new to the channel, new to the stream, all that kind of stuff, Cheese League Baseball really started during the pandemic. It started actually right around the time that Super Mega Baseball 3 by Metalhead Software, check it out, go buy it. Started right around the time that launched. I think it was like April 2020. So, you know, we didn't have baseball, we didn't have anything like that, so I decided I'll just create a sim baseball league, computer versus computer baseball league, create some teams. I created 10 teams, created a schedule, posted everything on our YouTube page, so go check us out on YouTube. And pretty much what my goal was to create like a season, pretty much to create to replicate, the feel of watching a baseball game on TV, because we didn't have baseball, so the game's broadcast. We had live broadcasts on YouTube every night around 7 o'clock. We had a whole schedule. It was a whole thing. It was a lot of fun doing that. It was, I was pandemic, working from home at the time. It was very labor intensive. It took me about 3 full months to put that together. It was wild. But I had a lot of fun doing it. So I tried to do that again a couple of times, and every time I kept putting it together, life just kind of got in the way, changing jobs, all that kind of stuff. So you don't need to know that, but that's just some background, because that brings us to today. And today is the official opening day, the official start of Cheese League Baseball, I guess 2.0 you could call it. This is our elimination style tournament that we're doing, and so it's a little bit different than what we did previously, and really this is kind of in honor of the World Baseball Classic. Shout out to it. That's coming up. That's also a tournament, so that's kind of what we're doing here. So we're gonna do something a little different. We have 8 teams battling it out in this elimination style tournament. So every team is gonna play 7 games, as you can kind of guess here from the bracket. There can be 7 games, computer versus computer, 9-inning games. It's going to be lots of fun. So that is pretty much the league structure and schedules. So we're going to broadcast on Saturdays and Sundays, kind of do maybe 3-4 games every Saturday, Sunday, and then also during the week, midweek, 3 games. And just keep tabs on these teams, see where we end up in the tournament style bracket here. So before we get started really with the actual games, I did want to give everyone kind of a preview of the bracket, and also kind of talk through some of the teams, introduce everybody to the teams. This is gonna be something fun. I really enjoyed doing the Cheese League. Really like baseball, so doing some of this is kind of cool. All right, so here's the bracket. You can see we have 8 teams battling it out. Like I said, those 7 games, and all going after the coveted Cheese Cup. So let me go and introduce y'all to our teams. I'll just go, actually, I'm going to go in kind of an odd order. I'm going to start the Kasiri Crack, and I'll kind of give you my thoughts on these teams, where they are in the bracket, and also provide kind of my prediction of where they'll place, where they're going to end up. All of this is available on our website, which you can see down at the bottom of the screen. So Kasiri Kraken, they are a contact specialist team. That's how they're rated in Super Mega Baseball 3. Big contact hitters on this team. You can see obviously Johnny Dukes, 94 in the contact meter. Got big power hitters here like Pippa Othello, their first baseman. Pretty big contact specialists up and down this lineup, actually. Fenstermacher is pretty much the best all-around player on the lineup. Flowers is pretty good, too, in terms of contact. Looks like Kurt Jennings is... I wonder if he's going to be a bench player. I don't know, we'll see. But also, that'd be nice if he was a bench player coming off the bench. Big contact guy off the bench. They are... they're going to focus on base runners mostly. I have a feeling that's kind of how this team looks stacked up to me. Just get people on base, play base to base kind of baseball. And I think that they're going to try to do that because their rotation, their pitching staff is not good. Their bullpen is, their bullpen's a lot better than their starting rotation. Their starting rotation is actually really bad. Azar, he's like a number 4 starter in any other team. Rest of the rotation is very, very rough. They're probably going to give up a lot of hits, probably going to give up a lot of runs. They're a pretty good defensive team. We'll say that, just in general. They're all right defensively. Delgado in the bullpen is their best bullpen pitcher, but outside of that, yeah, it's gonna be rough. Taking a look at the team visuals, they play at El Viejo, so that's kind of a spacious ballpark, so that might be good. And taking a look at their visuals here for you. It's got the Kasiri Kraken. Obviously, every team in the Cheese League Baseball is sponsored by a different type of cheese. So this is Kasiri cheese. I think it's a goat cheese or something. And I do like their uniforms. The uniforms are pretty sweet. Obviously named in honor of the Seattle Kraken, my favorite hockey team, who won again last night. And we need to keep winning, boys. Let's do it. All right, next team we're going to look at is the Mozzarella Man-Eaters. Oh, I forgot to say, the Kasiri Kraken. So they're rated as contact specialists. Given their lineup, given their pitching staff, I think they're about a C+ rating, and I think they're probably going to get eliminated in the first round. That being said, they are the number 2 seed. Don't know how that happened, but that's kind of my thoughts on that. The Mozzarella Man-Eaters, let's take a look at them. And it's a pretty fun team. Power hitting Buddy Greenman right at the top. You can see his power rank at 91. Speedsters, we have Jax Griffiths and Kenneth Connor. Pretty speedy guys on the base paths. It's kind of a good overall team, I would say. Outfielder Aria Bell and Travis Valencia are pretty good as well. We can see Valencia here, Aria Bell, obviously A-rated Aria Bell. So they're pretty good looking defensively too, I'll say that, and lots of, I mean, they're just defensively, they're pretty great. They're rated as bullpen beasts though, and you can tell why. Got A+ rating here in the Nicholas Grant, Keith Dude, pretty good. I mean, their bullpen is pretty stacked. Their rotation is, it's kind of middle of the road, I would say, but this team is pretty darn good. They're kind of, like I said, they're bullpen beasts. They're kind of balanced overall to me. I'd say B+ rating. They are the number 1 seed in the Cheese League baseball tournament here, so that is interesting. I do think they're going to get eliminated in the first round, and I'll show you why then, who they're going to go up against. And let's take a look at the Man-Eaters unis. There it is. They play at the Tiger Den, which is kind of a Cracker Jack box, so they're, maybe a lot of home runs at the Tiger Den. We'll have to see. I like their uniforms, though. Kind of have like a KBO kind of feel to them. So that is the Mozzarella Man-Eaters. And let's go to the Ricotta Regals here quick. Let's check them out. So Ricotta Regals, you can see their logo and everything. The Regals, the Regal Beagles, as we call them. They're not going to out-belt their opponents. They're scrappy. I think they're going to also focus on base runners. That's kind of how I see this team playing out. Big mashers here. We have Ava Oliver right up top, 91 power ranking. Pretty good contact hitters. We talk about Kerry Coleman. We talk about Goodman here. Pretty decent contact hitters and speedy folks on the base pass as well. Coleman's pretty speedy. Got some speedy McKenna Mayo. Some speedy folks. Peck down off the bench is going to be pretty speedy, so we might see some changes coming out there. So that's pretty good. They're rated as Speed Demons, so we can kind of see why. That's their Super Mega Baseball 3 rating. Their pitching staff is kind of a roller coaster just in general. We got the high top of Paige Voigt, then it kind of goes down from there. Then we got the high point of Chris Behringer, and then it goes down from there. Then we get the high point of Daryl Dingo, and yeah, this is gonna be a tough team. It's a tough team to judge. They could be pretty good. They can make a lot of stuff happen on the base pass. I don't know if that's actually going to be the case. I have them. They're the number 3 seed. I have them being eliminated in the first round. That's kind of my pick. Let's take a look here at their logos. They play at Apple Field. It's a pretty average style ballpark. Here's their Regal Beagles logos. Kind of like a Kansas City Royals feel, right? So that is the Ricotta Regals. So if you're a fan of ricotta cheese, why not be a fan of the Ricotta Regals. So let's switch teams and let's take a look at the Stilton Saucers. So the Saucers, they are the number 4 seed here in the tournament. Don't know how, because they're pretty darn good. They're rated as contact specialists. They're pretty balanced all throughout. Probably the most balanced team in the league. Got a lot of A-rated players right up front. Wilson, Bautista, Schaefer right up front. We got 85 on the contact meter, 91 here for Bautista on the speed meter, 89 for Wilson on the power meter. So those are pretty heavy hitters, base runners, contact guys right up front. Lots of big contact hitters in Span and Cap. Actually, Ants and Cap, very good in the base pass as well. So pretty good up and down lineup here for the Stilton Saucers. Their pitching staff is pretty decent as well. We got Teddy Sellers leading off here, McMaster, Jefferson, and we got Botswell here. Pretty good overall pitching staff. We got big velocity guy, big junk guy, big accuracy guy, so a little bit of everything in their pitching staff, really, when you look at it. And then they have, on the back end, Turner as their closer. So, like I said, I think they're a pretty good team, pretty evenly balanced all throughout. Number 4 seed, they play at Red Rock Ballpark, Red Rock Park. Let's take a look at their logo. Saucers logo, they're kind of like a Houston Astros kind of feel. I really like their logo. I really like their jerseys. I think they're actually going to get all the way to the end, but I think they're going to get eliminated. And I say that because there is a better team out there, and we're going to take a look at some of those other teams right now. First, I'm going to hop all the way back up to the top and talk about the Asiago Aeroplanes. So they are rated as bullpen beasts. I give them a B on average. They're the number 5 seed in the tournament. They got some big bats right up front. Got McIntyre, Mattingly, Kobe Frown. Very, very big bats up front. Not the speediest team in the league, I'll say. The kind of speed is kind of meh, kind of average up and down their lineup. But, they got some big hitters. Miguel Russell might be he might lead the tournament in jacks, so we'll have to see about that. Pretty average guys coming off in the lineup too. Bugby, Patrick, Hardcore. So it's a pretty good lineup, I would say. Their starting rotation is pretty good, with the exception of Mitchell, who's a rough kind of pitcher. Got Shark Hollister is probably their ace of the staff, but doesn't get the top spot. That goes to Dickerson. He's more of a junk baller. We'll see a junk baller accuracy kind of pitcher. Guy paints the edges in Estes. And again, Hollister. He's kind of a better all-around pitcher, I would say. Very good bullpen, though. You can see why they're rated as bullpen beasts. And in the end, Duarte, their closer, closing it out. So that is, big closer there. So they're pretty good. The Aeroplanes are pretty good, pretty balanced, I guess you could say, too. I got them rated, like I said, at a B. They're the number 5 seed. However, I do think they play at Big Sky Ballpark, so that's has a short porch in left field. I do think they're going to get eliminated in the first round, though. And again, I'll show you the bracket, kind of explain why. Here are the Aeroplanes unis. I think they look pretty sharp. Little pinstripe action. So that is the Asiago Aeroplanes. We're going to move right down to the next team on the list, the Bree Boomerangs. Let's take a look at them. The Boomerangs, they are a big bunch of mashers. So Boomerangs, Super Mega Baseball 3 rating. They're power hitters. I would say they're about an A- rated team. They are just power. So you got Mickelson, Repo Sawhorse, Casanoldi, Dirk DeVilla, just big power bats all throughout this lineup, and big contact guys too. I mean, this team's gonna hit. This team's gonna hit. They're gonna put balls in play. They're probably gonna hit dingers. They play at the Swagger Center, has a short porch, big wall in right field, so they're probably gonna hit a lot of dingers. And they got a pretty good pitching staff too. Their rotation is pretty good, I would say. And Sanders, Raymond, Sakhaw, and Zavala. I guess that's how we would say that name. Their bullpen is a little rough. It's maybe below average, I guess you could say, especially in the end. We've seen better closers. But overall, I think they're just going to focus on out-hitting their opponents. I think they're going to finish second overall. I'm sorry, I think I said the Saucers would finish second overall. I think the Saucers will get eliminated in the second round. I think the Boomerangs are going to finish second overall just because they're big power bats. Again, they play at the Swagger Center. They kind of have like a Toronto Blue Jays vibe with their jerseys and what they look like. So I dig the Bree Boomerangs. Next, we're going to go to the Feta Fiddlers, Fiddler Crabs of feta cheese fame. Mix of, guys that could be potential stars. I think they're just, some of their players are a little middle of the road for me, a little meh. They're rated as a balanced team. You can probably see why. Not a lot of A-rated players up top, Hogan and Bobberts. Pretty big power bats, actually, now I look at it. Layla Hogan's 95. I mean, Rose Bobbert. Like the M&M, Maris and Mantle maybe here up top. Potentially, I don't think they're going to get a lot of chances. Like I said, the power and contact numbers are just middle of the road for me. Again, they're rated as a balanced team. So I think they're going to be okay. They're pretty speedy on the base pass when you kind of look at it. So maybe they're going to focus a little bit more on if they do get people on base, just stealing bags. They're pretty good fielding wise, so that's great. That's very good. They have a pretty overall balanced rotation too. Bernard, Cardenas, Velos, and Bale. I mean, that's a pretty balanced rotation as well. Their bullpen suffers a little bit with Taverna and Tired Head being C-rated players. So, again, they're just pretty balanced. They're the number 7 seed. They're about a B- team for me, if I had to give them a rating. And I think they're going to get eliminated in the second round. So I think they'll make it through the first round, but I think they do get eliminated in the second round. They play at the Emerald Diamond, so there's a short porch in left field. Big wall, short porch, left field. Taking a look at their unis. Kind of do like the way they look. I like the black and red for some reason. I don't know why, it just looks good. So that is the Feta Fiddlers, and of course that means that we only have one team left, and that is, we skipped over them before because we're saving them for last. That is Provolone Prospectors, and this is your team that I think is actually going to win the whole darn thing, and let me explain why. I think they're the best overall team, for sure. They have a lot of power hitters. Emmy Corker, we got Shimi Quintana, we got Mendez in the lineup. Lots of long balls there, I'm expecting. A lot of contact specialists. You see Linda Lumber there with the 90, the contact specialists. I think they're just going to mash. They're rated as power hitters through Super Mega Baseball. I think they're going to mash. I think it's just a relentless lineup, I think. And they have a pretty, I would say middle, maybe below average starting rotation. With Bellamy, Bender, Diaz, Lushley, but their bullpen is very good. I think their bullpen is going to be great. I think that's going to be their saving grace, especially bookended with Idle and McGillies. So I think that's going to be pretty good for them. And they play at Colonial Plaza. So Colonial Plaza, it's interesting, that has the big wall kind of almost the whole span. I guess from left center to right center, I think it might be. So that could that could eliminate the long ball for some of their big hitters. But then again, I don't know. It's just a relentless lineup. I think they're just such a good team. They're the number 8 seed, but I think they're actually going to end up winning this. That's just kind of my gut, just based on their players. Based on, look how many traits they have. This is just a hell of a lineup. And like I said, they play at Colonial Plaza. Let's take a look at the Prospectors logo. Got the old-timey Prospector there. It's kind of a Pittsburgh Pirates vibe. I just like this team a lot. So I think they are going to win the whole thing. And let's go back to that detailed bracket, and I'll show you why I picked what I picked. You know, in the first rounds, we have the Boomerangs and the Regals. Boomerangs, I think, are going to take that series. I think they're just too big of a heavy-hitting team. Versus the Fiddlers and Kraken, I think the Kraken are just not there yet. I think they're not a very good team, even though they're number two rated, number 2 seed. I think the Fiddlers are going to take that. So then we got Boomerangs, Fiddlers on this side. Between the Aeroplanes and the Saucers, I think the Saucers overpower the Aeroplanes. I think their bats are just going to take over. And yeah, I don't think the Aeroplanes stand a chance really. And then between the Prospectors and the Maneaters, you know, I just talked about the Prospectors. I think they're just going to out-hit everyone too. So then we got Prospectors and Saucers on this side. So let's stay here, Prospectors and Saucers. I obviously think the Prospectors are going to overtake the Saucers. The Saucers have a great team. Stilton has a really, really good team, but I think the Prospectors, just the power bats are just going to do a lot more damage. Plus, like I said, they have a pretty good bullpen. On this side, we had the Boomerangs and the Fiddlers. I think the Boomerangs, again, the big bats are just going to come out. I think they're going to dominate. So then that leaves the Boomerangs and Prospectors. And as you know, I said the Prospectors are going to win the whole darn thing. So that's where we are. So why don't we actually start watching some games here, folks? And I'm going to mess around with some stuff real quick. And am I going to break everything? Ah, look at that. I didn't break anything. Okay, cool. All right, let's do it. Let's watch some fake baseball action. Thank you for joining us here on a Saturday morning. Got Bree Boomerangs versus the Ricotta Regals here. Playing at Apple Field. As we see the opening lineups. I guess Apple Field's kind of supposed to be like, look at with the facade, it's supposed to be like a Yankee Stadium. Kind of like a mixture between Yankee Stadium and Shea, kind of old school back in the day. So we got Voit on the mound, facing off against Oldie here. Yeah, it's a ball. Voit, obviously a bigger velocity pitcher, as that one's fouled back. 2-2. Fouled away. And down on strikes he goes. So Paige Voit, first strikeout of the tourney. Here's Conrad stepping in. Big power, big contact guy. Not the speediest guy. Yeah, got him chasing down and in. So 0-2 quickly on him. And a little high, 1-2. Down on strikes he goes. So Paige Voit just mowing through the heavy hitting Bree Boomerang's lineup. Make me eat my words already. And here steps in Repo Sawhorse. It's one of those guys I said is a big power bat for them. But quickly 0-2 here. And down on strikes he goes. 100 miles an hour. Paige Voit. So, big goose egg here at top of the first. That brings in Kerry Coleman to lead things off here for the home team Regals, as we see Carl Sanders, the Colonel. And that one is hit quite well. Is that going to duck in? No, it doesn't. Buck with the put out in center field as McKenna Mayo steps in. Sanders, more of a junk baller, as you can see. And that one's popped up. And it looks like Conrad is there, out number 2. And in steps Ava Oliver. Very, very, very big power hitter. Very big contact hitter. And down and in. Gets her to foul that off. 0-2 here on Oliver. That's a ball high and inside. Down on strike she goes. So quick first frame here. 4, 5, and 6 due up for the Bree Boomerangs. Freddie Nicholson steps in. Big power bat, big speed guy. Just overall great hitter. Fouls that one away. 0-2. Voit is really making some quick work of these Boomerangs hitters. And a little squibber foul. 0-2. And that one is jacked. Does it stay in the park? No. Ooh, almost a good leaping catch there. It's a good at-bat, though, for Mickelson. Fighting off some tough pitches. Grounds to Sipwell at third. A lazy throw over to Plouffe at first. Ooh, he lollygagged that throw. For out number 1, Dirk DeVilla steps in. The catcher here for the Boomerangs is Voigt's just pounding the strike zone. Looking locked in already. By ball high and inside, 2-2. And 100 miles an hour. And that one is hit, just got under it. It's a mile high. Just get a nice look at the city in the background. And Oliver puts it away for out number 2. Sally Meter now steps in for these Boomerangs. Paige Voigt really working away here. 4-seamer, 2-seamer slider, and seeing 3 sliders here so far. 4 sliders, actually. 2 walks, so that is the Boomerang's first base runner here. Pretty good speed on the base paths. As Bailey Dakota steps in with 2 outs here in the top of the second, and quickly an 0-2 count. And nubbed. Lamb bare hands it, the throw to Plouffe. With the 4-3 put out. 4, 5, and 6 due up here in the bottom half of the second. Dickie O'Neill. Dickie O'Neill, such a great baseball name. There's a grounder to Mickelson, and that's out number 1. Ralph Smith is the most bland name ever. I love it. And a little shoestring catch there by Dakota. The put out as Burgess steps in, the catcher here for the home team. Regals. 2 fouls right in a row. And another foul ball. And another foul ball. Try to get him to chase high. And got him. On the heater, down and away. Zeros all across the boards here so far. We have 8, 9, and 1 due up for the Bree Boomerangs. Saw Bree for the first time in the wild, I guess, at the grocery store the other day. That's a little swinging bunt, and it's a put out. Call that 2-3 put out. As Espinosa steps in, the right fielder for the Bree Boomerangs. Paige Voigt, 37 pitches here at top of the third. Still looking locked in. Deep in the hole, Dickie O'Neill. Across the diamond, out number 2. Now we got Oldie stepping in. He's 0 for 1. And out. See if they can put something together here, string together a couple of hits now that they see Voigt for the second time through this order. Foul ball. Full count here to Oldie. First full count of the day and second base runner of the day for the Bree Boomerangs. Just realized I don't have anything to write with. I like to take notes and feel official during this. I'm woefully unprepared. As Jonah Conrad steps in. 1 and 2 on him. Paige Voigt rears back. Ball outside. 2 and 2. And down on strikes. There's a shot of the city. 7, 8, 9 due up for the home team in the bottom half of the third. Sipwell, third baseman, steps in for the Regals. That kind of went through him somehow. That was weird. 2 and 1 now. The lefty Sanders deals, and that's a base hit, the first base hit of the game for the Ricotta Regals. So we got a base runner, bad jumps activated at first base. We got a lefty on the mound. I don't think they're going to try to steal or anything. Colin Lamb up. More of a speedy guy, not the best hitter or contact, or a power or contact hitter. But a pretty good eye, 2-2. Sanders deals. Foul ball. And 2-2 again. And got him swinging. Little junk ball off-speed pitch. Got away from him up and in, but Sanders is able to strike him out. And here steps in Sam Plouffe. There's a strike. 1-1. And base runner still on first base here. Now 2-2. And let's see if they can turn the double play. They do. Look at that. The 3-6-1 double play to end the inning. So the base runner is stranded. They don't do, well, not really. Yeah, I guess stranded, you could say. They don't really do anything. Weren't able to manufacture anything to drive that run in. Over to Sipwell. Cross diamond, out number 1 here. The top half of the fourth. Still 0-0, folks. Not a lot of hits. Kind of a pitcher's duel to start the tournament. As that one is hit high and far. And warning track power. WTP. As Dirk DeVilla steps in. He's 0 for 1. And quickly, a 1-2-3 inning for the home team. They come back up top of the order now. Got Kerry Coleman. You know, big contact, big speed hitter. Ooh, that's going to duck in for a base hit. All right, so Ricotta Regals making some things happen now. Runner on first. Kenna Mayo steps in. Very, very big speed hitter, or a speed runner on first. High pitch activated as well for Mayo. Hoping something gets away from Sanders. As 2-1 moves the count. That was high, but a little too inside, I suppose, off the fists. 2-2. And boy, just all Mayo was all confused in that. It was a late swing, a jelly-legged defensive swing, strikeout, and the runner goes. Safe. So a stolen bag. We've got a runner in scoring position for the first time this game as Ava Oliver steps in 0-1, or 0-4-1 rather, on the day. With the count 1-1, Sanders delivers, and now the 2-1. You know, with a righty up, this would be a good time to steal maybe. Throw around that. Oh, look at that. That goes into the outfield. And costly, well, potentially costly there, as Oliver goes down on strikes. And we got Dickie O'Neill in. He's 0 for 1, so they got the runner all the way to third. Let's see if the Regals can really, really make something happen here. One and 2 is the count. And O'Neill just kind of looks at it, frozen. And the Regals get that runner all the way to third, but they can't get the run in. So the score remains 0-0. And that's quickly 1 out here in the top of the 5th as Dakota steps up. All right, first game of the tournament. I'm not seeing big bats. This is too quick. Outs to right field. I'm not seeing the Boomerangs big bats, but they first game of the tournament. They're just starting, so that's what I'm going with. That is what I am saying. As that one is launched, but foul. 0-2. Ben Bucks 0 for 1 today, and there's a little inside for my liking, but that is an out. Look at this, goose eggs all around, folks. As Ralph Smith steps in, 5, 6, and 7 due up for the home team. Smith's 0 for 1 so far. Sanders, obviously a real big junk baller, leaning heavily on those big looping curves in that changeup. Like right there, that changeup. Got Smith out as Burgess steps in. He's 0 for 1. That is fouled away. 2-1 on Burgess, and that's a base hit up the middle. Actually, that might be extra bases. No, it's not. It's not extra bases. No chance. Now, Burgess does have the stealer trait, I believe. However, he's not the speediest guy. Look at, it's like below average, so I don't know why they wouldn't steal with him. That's a fly out to center field. So 2 outs now, runner on first. Colin Lamb steps in, 0 for 1 today. Number 8 hitter in this Ricotta lineup. Here on Cheese League Baseball, if you're just joining us, thank you so much. Simulated computer versus computer baseball action. Ooh, that one gets away from Davila behind the plate. And a little defensive swing there. 2-2 now. Runner on second, in scoring position. And again, fouled off. 2 outs, bottom of the 5th. Ooh, Lamb did not like that call. It was a little high nonetheless. Out number 3. And Espinosa steps in. What do we got? 9, 1, and 2. So top of the order coming up for the Bree Boomerangs. Paige Voigt still looking locked in on the mound. 63 pitches. It's actually looking pretty good stamina-wise. That one actually might duck in. Yes, it does. That's a base hit. So that is the Bree Boomerangs' first hit of the day. They've had base runners before through walks, but let's see if they can put something together, string together a couple of hits, maybe break the scoreless tie. There's ball low, 3-0 now. And kind of looked like Voigt was throwing around Oldie there. So Jonah Conrad steps in. Big pressure situation. We got 2 on and nobody out here in the top of the 6th. And strike 3. Sawhorse steps in. He's 0 for 2. Again, a big pressure situation, but Voigt looking for the ground ball, double play, get out of this inning. Don't put it there again. 2-1. And big looping slider there, kind of hung. 2-2. And that's a ground ball, but foul. 2-2 now. And that one sneaks through the right side. They're going to hold the runner at third. Bases juiced. For the Bree Boomerangs, with 1 out, we got Freddie Mickelson. Big power hitting shortstop up to bat. And he swings at the first pitch. A very terrible pitch. 0-1. Looks at a ball high. And again, swings at that one. 1-2. K-Man's activated. But also is tough out. They cancel each other out? We'll see. 1-2. Voigt delivers. Ooh, that was the pitch maybe to hit set. Just out in front of it, actually. And again, out in front. And not good wood on that. It's foul. They're not going to test it. So that is the 2nd out. Bases remain loaded as Dirk Davila steps in, the catcher here for the Bree Boomerangs. And again, a big situation, high pressure situation here. Davila's already looking tense. It's the first game of the tournament, dude. And Plouffe takes it himself. The 3 unassisted putout. So the Bree Boomerangs waste the opportunity to leave the bases loaded. Yeah, not good. Not good stuff. So we got 9, 1, and 2. Plouffe leads it off, and it's a lazy fly ball and meter at first for the first out. In steps Carrie Coleman, leadoff hitter. For the Ricotta Regals, she's 1 for 2 with a single so far today. Let's take a look at Carl Sanders, why not? He's 67 pitches here. Looking locked in, actually. Started off a little rough, but now he's locked in with a 3-2 count. And that is fouled off. And she draws a walk. So McKenna Mayo steps in, 2-1 count on her with the runner on first. We've seen this so many times already from the Regals, and they just haven't been able to produce. And that one, ooh, it moves the runner up. Good snare there by Mickelson at shortstop. So we got a runner in scoring position, 2 outs. Ava Oliver 0 for 2, she's up, and they gonna potentially walk her. Yes, they are. Look at this. All right, the intentional walk to Ava Oliver. Interesting strategy. Brings up Dickie O'Neill, who's 0 for 2. With runners on first and second, big looping curve. It's a ball outside, 1-1 on O'Neill. And does that one sneak through? Mickelson dives, makes the catch. Safe at first. The bases are loaded now as Ralph Smith steps in. Big situation here for the Regals. And quickly in the hole, 0-2. And a ball. Try to get him to chase. 1-2. Does this sneak through? No. Oldie with the stop. Snow cones it. Out number 3. The bases remain loaded as we go to the top of the 7th. Still scoreless, folks. Nothing. First game here of the Cheese League Baseball Tournament 2023. Here's Sally Meter, 0 for 1 with the walk. Ripped. Colin Lamb snags it there for out number 1. Bailey Dakota steps in. She's 0 for 2. Voigt still looking locked in. 93 pitches, 94 now. Stamina's going down. This is going to be her last inning if it's not a quick one. 2-2 now to Dakota. K-Man activated as per usual. Down and low and outside called strike. We got robot umps here, folks, but their strike zone's a little generous too. Ben Buck steps in 0 for 2, like hitless like so many of these Boomerangs hitters. That's popped up. Who's going to catch it? That is going to be Dickie O'Neill, out number 3. So Paige Voigt pitching a hell of a game. Still nothing here. Bottom of the 7th. Byron Burgess steps in 1 for 2 with a single so far today. Pops that one foul into the crowd. Lots of Boomerangs and Regals fans here. You can't really tell the difference, I suppose. Both sporting their blue colors. Sanders came in activated for him as well. Ball inside, full count. Composed activated. And that is fouled off. Well under it, as this one is a mile high, and Ben Buck is there to put it away. It's a pretty spacious ballpark now. Look at Apple Field. And again, popped up. Buck is busy out there in center field. 432 foot to dead center. Is that what that said? Holy shit. All right, Colin Lamb steps in, over 2. Grounded. Foul. And nubbed at home plate. And that is out, number 3. Top of the 8th. Nothing, folks. 9-1-2 due up for the Bree Boomerangs. Espinosa steps in. He is 1 hit so far today. Paige Voigt's back out there. 101 pitches. 102 pitches now. And now it's the first time we've seen one of her meters in the red, velocity in the red. So this actually might be her last batter. Came in, activated. And that's fouled away. And fouled back. Yeah, we're going to see her pulled after this. And ball 4. All right, so Voigt's day is done as she walks Espinosa. And Oldie steps in. He's 0 for 1 with 2 walks. Behringer comes in. B+ rated Chris Behringer. We talked about him. He's one of the better pitchers in the Ricardo Regals bullpen. Here's Jonah Conrad stepping in 0 for 3. Behringer's a little bit of a submariner. Ooh, nice little, is that a slider, I think? 2-2 on him with 1 out here. Top of the 8th. There's the curve. And again, 2-2. Try to get him in chase high. Full count on Conrad. Got him. Up and in. Strike 3. 2 outs now as Repo Sawhorse, who's 1 for 3 at the single, steps in. Top of the 8th. Runner on first. Nothing here, folks. Game 1 of the Cheese League Baseball Tournament in honor of the WBC starting March 8th. I believe on Fox Sports. Check your local listings. All right, Freddie Mickelson steps in. The cleanup hitter, 0 for 3. Very unproductive today. 2 outs, runners on first and second here for a team that I predicted would be big hitting. Has really done nothing so far. That was a good pitch there. And another walk. So the bases are now juiced for Dirk Davila. 0 for 3. Looking tense at the plate, though. There's a strike from Behringer. 2 outs, top of the 8th. 1-1 count. Ball inside. And there's strike 2. Now 2-2. Can Behringer get out of this? Try to get him to chase high. Full count. Runners go, obviously, and that's knocked into the corner. Mayo has space. Out number 3. Bases remain loaded. I've had a couple of those so far today, so it's a little rough. It's a little rough, and we're going to have Amelia Goodman step in for Pluff. Big contact hitter, and that's why we have pinch hitters. Right there, base runner on. She's not a speedy runner, though. I wonder if they'll put in a pinch runner? No, they're not. They're going to go with Coleman, so that was the number 9 hitter, 9-1-2, and they're the little hit and run action. Okay. Okay, Ricardo Regals. I see what you're doing. All right, big pressure here for McKenna Mayo. And that's it for Carl Sanders. Jolly Concentrado coming in, the closer. Not in a save situation, but see, can they turn 2? Oldie to Mickelson, and they cannot turn 2. So we got some action here. Runners on the corners as Ava Oliver steps in, 0 for 2 with a walk. 1 out, bottom of the 8th. Concentrado looking for a ground ball. Oh, no, they steal. And she slides in safely. That takes away the double play. Okay. Okay, Ricardo Regals. The infield is in. 2-2 now on Oliver. And that is ripped. That's going to get a run in. And the run comes home. And the Regals take the 1-0 lead. Look at this. Dickie O'Neill steps in. 1 for 3 with a single so far today with a runner on second. We got 2 outs here. And that one gets away From Davila behind the plate, the runner advances to third. Some stuff is happening. It's kind of falling apart here this inning for the Boomerangs. This might mean that we'll see, or probably means that we'll see the Regals closer. As Ralph Smith steps in over 3. Runners on the corners. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. That one's ripped foul. And a low called strike. 0-2 now on Smith. And that one sneaks through the left side. The Regals take the 2-0 lead. Hot diggity damn, look at that. Here's Byron Burgess. He's 1 for 3. And accuracy all the way down. Concentrado looking tense. Look at this. This could be his last. If he doesn't get out of this, this is going to be Concentrado's last hitter. And Nicholson across the diamond. That's out number 3. But the Regals score 2 in the bottom of the 8th. They lead at 2-0. We're going to the top of the 9th, folks. 6, 7, and 8 due up for the Boomerangs. Let's see. Are they going to put in? Yes, they. Oh, so we got some defensive replacements here. Holland takes over at first base for the Regals. As Meter steps in over 2 with a walk. And 3-1. Beringer now has to work back. Full count. Grounder to Lamb. And that's out number 1. Here comes Bailey Dakota 0 for 3. Fouls that one off. And quickly in the hole, 0-2. Oh, very close. And that one ducks in for a base hit. So, Boomerangs keep it alive here with the runner on first. Top of the 9th, Ben Buck steps in. He's 0 for 3. And now we're going to have a pinch hitter. We're going to have Baker step in. There's a strike from Beringer. One and 2 now on Baker. Good block behind the plate. 2-2. And now the full count. Man, it's like Beringer every single time it's a full count. Oh, that gets past the diving first baseman. Past the diving Holland, who they put in as a defensive replacement. So now 2 on, 1 out, top of the 9th. Espinosa in, he's 1 for 2. Let's see if he can make something happen here. That's a high fly ball. It's carrying, but warning track power, and they can't even advance the runner to third. So, final out now for the Bree Boomerangs, and we're going to have Grover Stewart come in out of the pen to face Oldie. Stewart throws a big looping curve for a strike, and that's a ball. And that's fouled away. 1-2 count now on Oldie. Try to get him to the chase outside. Burgess tips off his glove, but he's able to keep it close. That one is hit high and far. Does that go? Yes, it does. Case and Oldie with the 3-run jack, 399-foot shot, his first homer of the tournament, and just like that, this game changes. The Boomerangs take the 3-2 lead as Jonah Conrad steps in. And that one is fouled away. 2-2 now, so this is a different ball game. That one's inside, almost took off his shins, and that is a walk. So just as things unraveled for the Boomerangs last half inning, things are unraveling now for the Regals here in the top of the 9th. As Repo Sawhorse steps in. That's foul ball, 1-2. And I don't know, Stewart might have to get pulled. Yeah, he's gonna have to get pulled. I mean, you can't let this happen. You can't let the lead get too far away from you, right? Mickelson steps in 0 for 3. They're sticking with him. Okay. There's a looping curve for a strike. And a ball. Accuracy is down for Stewart. Man, once K-Dug kicks in, look at his stats, all in the red. That's not good. And that's a base hit again. I don't know why they were shading him. Shading him to pull it, I suppose. I don't know. So that brings bases loaded. Dirk Davila up. Still 2 outs. All of this happening with 2. A lot happens with 2. Ball outside. 3-0 on Dirk Davila. And there's a strike. Working back is Stewart. I can't believe he's still in there. There's the final out of the inning. So the bases remain loaded, but the Boomerangs get 3 runs, take the lead here on the big case and oldie homer. 7-8-9 due up now. For the home team, Regals, we got a defensive replacement, Pacheco, in center field now. As Concentrado steps in. Still looking a little shaky out there. Accuracy all the way down, looking tense. And that's a line out to Mickelson. Colin Lamb steps in. 2-2 now on Lamb. And there is strike 3. So the Regals have Travis Holland stepping in. And we're going to have a pitching change here. Madeline Richards comes in. Base hit off of Mickelson's glove. Can't recover. So the Regals get a base runner. That brings up Coleman, 2 for 3. 2 singles so far today. And the runner can't advance on that. Davila keeps it close. 3-2. Bottom of the 9th. Coleman up. Runner on first. And swings way over that. 2-1 is the count. Now 2-2. Down to their last strike. And that one is up the middle. But that is the ball game, folks. The 3 Boomerangs pull it out. I honestly didn't think they were going to, but boy, case and oldie. That big jack. Let's take a look at the lines. 3-7-1 for the Boomerangs, 2-8-0 for the Ricotta Regals. Man, that big hit, that home run for Case and Oldie, that really did it. All 3 RBIs. He's going to be your player of the game, obviously, but it was a pitching duel. A lot of hits on both sides. It really hit until like the 6th inning. You can think about it, but it was a pitcher's duel for there for a while. But loss goes to Stewart. I mean, just look at these numbers. Just ugh, that's rough. So the Boomerangs, as we see the top players, obviously Oldie home run, 3 RBIs. Voigt and Sanders, though, again, they pitched well. So that is how the first game in the Cheese League Baseball tournament starts out. That was rough. That was rough for the Regals. Man, that sucked. Poor Regals. Poor Ricotta Regals. All right, so our next game coming up is going to be the Feta Fiddlers and the Kasiri Kraken. Before we start that, I will be right back, folks. So stay tuned here on Geek Cheese. And yeah, I'm back in a moment. All right, we're back. We are back. We are back. Still going here on this Saturday opening day of the Cheese League Baseball Tournament. Now we got the Feta Fiddlers for you versus the Kasiri Kraken. Let's watch this game. Let's get it going. At beautiful El Viejo Stadium. El Viejo, I believe, means the old, which makes sense for the Kraken. The old evil thing in the ocean that destroys boats. Here are the opening lineups. Got Adam West. Is that Adam West? Alfredo West. I thought it was going to be Adam West leading off here for the Fiddlers. But no, it's Alfredo West.
Now batting, the second baseman.
And here he is. Look at that.
25.
With Azar on the mound. And that's strike number one. And that's ball number one. Azar, two-seamer, four-seamer. We got a curveball, changeup, and a slider. But middle of the range pitcher here. And that is a base hit. So this game's not starting off like the last one.
Now batting, the third baseman.
As Everly Harris steps in with a base runner already, and good speed on the base pass already for the Feta Fiddlers. It did say that the Kraken rotation was not very good, so we shall see how that plays out. And that is Doyle with the diving stop. They can only get one though. The sure out at first. The runner moves up, so runner on second now for Rose Bobbert, one of the big power hitters in this Feta Fiddlers lineup. That's a foul ball. One and two on Bobbert. That's a ball inside. 2-2. Azar rears back and gets her. Strike out number two. And Layla Hogan steps in. Another big power bat in the Feta Fiddlers lineup. With two outs here, top of the first. In game number two. And that one is jacked. And gone. Jeez. Big bat for sure. I think Hogan's power rating is like 95 or something ridiculous. 445-foot jack. 2-0. The Fiddlers lead it over the Kasiri Kraken here in the top of the first. And that is Grounder to Doyle. That's out number 3. So Fiddlers strike first. Got Duke's Fenstermacher and Newman due up for the home team Kraken. I love the Kraken's unis. That's foul ball down the left field line as we look at Benny Bernard. Four-seamer, changeup, curveball, slider. He's already looking locked in. K-Man activated. Big looping curve for a ball. That's another one. 2-2. Johnny Dukes, the DH leading off. Gets him swinging. On a off-speed pitch is Freddie Fenstermacher. What a great baseball name. Freddie Fenstermacher steps in. Jacked, but foul. Love the old feel of the El Viejo ballpark. That is fouled away. Down on strikes he goes. That's out number 2. And a base hit into right field as I'm trying to look at the chat and trying to look and see what the heck is going on here. It's been so long since I've done this. All right, we got 2 outs, bottom of the first. Got Pippa Othell, big power hitter. Probably the best hitter in the Kraken lineup here. Up with a runner on first. Yeah. Just all off balance. All off balance.
Number 17.
All right, I'm trying to fix some shit over here. I don't know what I clicked on. And that's a base hit, sneaks through the right side. Did miss a beat. So we got Messiah Tapia, first baseman for the Feta Fiddlers up. This Fiddlers lineup's pretty darn good. That's a base hit. Could also be the Kraken pitching, which just is not good. So 2 on, nobody out. Gertie Carter. You don't hear Gertie too much nowadays, I suppose. Azar already looking a little rough out there on the mound, the southpaw. Southpaw and the ace of this Kraken rotation. That one sneaks through. Yeah, it was in no man's land. So bases loaded. Harlow, cray. Now up with the bases loaded, nobody out. Top of the second here. Cray, big speed gal there. Gets on base, makes things happen. Boy, that was just a hanger right there from Azar. She's just sitting that and just jack it a mile. Walk prone activated. Oh no. Like that. You do that. You sit on it and then you jack it a mile. Holy shit. That might have also been the pitch. All right, let's see. Was it going to go with some more off speed? Change up. That's fouled. 3-2. And again, fouled away. Good at bat here for Cray. And ball 4. So that walks in a run. The Feta Fiddlers now lead at 3-0. And the infield's playing in for the Kraken as back to the top of the order already. Ugh. Back to the top of the order for the Fiddlers. West is 1 for 1. That one's ripped foul off the screen. 1-2. And let's see, can they turn 2 here? Boyle to Thompson to Othello. They turn 2. Run comes in. It's 4-0 now with a runner on third. 2 outs. And Everly Harris steps up. So a lot happening there. So let's see if Azar can get out of this with count 2-1 on Harris. And walk prone again, 3-1. Again, activated. The runner's coming home. And the runner scores. Oh, boy. It is 5-0, folks, in the top of the second. And that one kind of got away from Azar. Should probably use some spider tack. Popped up to Doyle at second base. That's out number 3, but again, the Fiddlers on the board in this half of the frame. 5, 6, and 7 due up for the Kasiri Kraken. I'm going to look up what kind of cheese Kasiri is. I might not even be saying that right. The ball inside to Suzuki, the catcher, for the Kraken, all out in front. And he's down on strikes as Aubrey Flowers steps up. Contact here. Maybe she can get on base, make something happen. Start a rally here for the Kraken early in the game. That is fouled away. 0-2 is Flowers. Bernard's making quick work of these Kraken hitters. So Kasiri is a traditional Greek Turkish cheese made from unpasteurized sheep milk with no more than 20% goat milk in it, as that's a base hit up the middle. I'm reading about cheese, and then there's action on the Kraken side. It's supposedly comparable to mozzarella cheese. That is fascinating, and that is a base hit. So Kraken string together a pair of hits here with 2 outs in the bottom of the second. And Melissa Rodriguez steps in. Number 9 hitter, third baseman. Swinging over top of that one. So I learned something new today. Maybe I'll have to look at that type of cheese at the supermarket. 1-2 on Rodriguez, and ooh, she lays off of that one. 2-2. And down on strike she goes. Breaks the bat. Runners left on base. Go to the top of the third. 4, 5, and 6 due up for the Feta Fiddlers. And here's Hogan, who is just going to jack one again here, probably. Actually, Azar looks like he's pitching around her. Yep. Oh, maybe not. Going right after. 2-2. That one's ripped into left field. So, Fiddlers start with the base runner here at the top of the third as Ballstein Price steps up. Popped up in the infield. We're going to have Othello take it. Out number 1. As Emery Lowe steps in. He's wearing glasses. I think he's wearing glasses and eye black. Ooh, that's just past the diving Doyle. So 2 on, 1 out here. Tapia steps in. He's 1 for 1 with a single. A base hit, or not a base hit, a ground ball gets out of this inning, you would think. Like that, potentially. Othello to Doyle to Azar, the 3-6-1 double play. They get out of it. Top of the order here for the Kasiri Kraken. As Benny Bernard still working away 35 pitches here at the bottom of the third. Duke's 0 for 1. We got a lot more Cheese League baseball action happening for you, folks. We're going to do about 3-4 games here today, 3-4 games tomorrow. That one is hit high and far. A little WTP, maybe? Yes. Gertie Carter puts it away. Round number 1 as Fenstermacher steps up. 3-4 games here today, 3-4 games tomorrow. A couple of games on Wednesdays, so we're going to try to do Saturday, Sunday, Wednesday schedule for this tournament. Every series. It's going to be 7 games. We have 8 teams, as that is out number 2. So figure, as Newman steps in, he's 1 for 1. So figure we're going to end right around the end of March. So just a quick like 4-week tournament here for you guys. Streaming here on the Geek Cheese Twitch. And quickly, 1, 2, 3, he goes down. 8-9-1 due up for the Feta Fiddlers. They're out hitting the Kasiri Kraken. It's like every damn team that plays the Seattle Kraken. They shots on goal. They're always out shooting them. But they pull it out last night, folks. Is all that matters. Big 4-2 win over the Columbus Blue Jackets. It's 1 and 2 now. 2 and 2. Azars 68 pitches already here in the top of the 4th. And thought that was a good pitch. Again, robot umps. Still not the most accurate. Azar is pulled. Okay, I was wondering when this was going to happen. So Delgado comes in out of the bullpen. Lefty-righty matchup. That's not very good, but Cray steps in. They did that because there's a runner with good speed on first. I don't know. I don't know how the algorithms work within Super Mega Baseball 3. Only Metalhead Software knows, and they are there's an out, strikeout. Cray goes down and strikes, and here steps in West. He's 1 for 2. Metalhead Software, developer of this wonderful game. If you like what you see, go buy it on Steam. Go buy it for everything. That is high and far and is going to get out of here. Off the roof of the bullpen shelter. 436-foot shot. West's first homer. And the Feta Fiddlers take the 7-0 lead. Everly Harris steps in. Of course, Super Mega Baseball 3 is available for computer here on Steam, Switch, Xbox, PlayStation. Just get it wherever. It's a great game. And that's a base hit. Yeah, it's just a base hit. It's not going to be a double. They're going to pull her at first as Bobbert steps in 0 for 2. It's a great game. Been playing it since 2020. It's fantastic. And yeah, highly recommend it. And the Reddit community is pretty great as well. As that one drops in, runners are going to go to the third rather, and now we got runners on the corners. Layla Hogan steps in 2 for 2. She ripped one down the left field line. Her last at bat, or into left field, I should say. Maybe not exactly down the line. Nonetheless, she's hit. She can hit the ball. That's all that matters. And that one is almost a good play there. Let's see if Delgado can get Hogan out. And she does. Does that runner come home? Newman fires home. Play at the plate. Safe. No. Holy shit. Threw her out. Damn. I thought she was safe for sure. Double play to end the inning. Wow, that was some pretty good action right there. Good job. Kasiri Kraken. So, Pippa Othello, 4, 5, and 6 up. Heart of the order here for the Kraken. As Bernard looking locked in. We got a 1 and 2 count on Othello here in the bottom of the 4th. Now 2-2. And nubbed, but that is going to be foul. Down the line, 2 and 2 again. And again, Othello putting together a good at-bat. And again. And lays off that one, full count. And swings through it. For out number 1, here's Suzuki steps in 0 for 1 so far today. Jesus, he looked late on that. I hated hitting curveballs. I could never hit curveballs. That one's fouled at the plate. 1 and 2. That is fouled away. 1 and 2. That is a ball. Good eye by Suzuki here. Up the middle. Hogan to Tapia for out number 2. Aubrey Flowers steps in. Foul ball. Now I'm curious. I think the Fiddlers, I know the Kraken were like number 2 seed or something. I think the Fiddlers were pretty low in terms of seeds in the tournament. But I mean, if they're putting up, well, it's the Fiddler. It's the Kraken. I don't know. I have to wait and see who they play in the second round, if they make it through to the second round, because the Kraken is a rough-looking team. Their rotation is kind of rough. They're out hitting them 10-3. I mean, just ugh. Price steps up. Catcher 0 for 2. And my wife is sending me messages about buying things at IKEA. That's out number 1. After the streaming, I have to go buy screws and finish building a workbench, so that is my day, folks. That is a base hit up the middle. So the Fiddlers again have a base runner here. 1 out. Beside Tapia steps up. He's 1 for 2. Delgado's going to stay out there. I don't know how long. She had 25 pitches already. We shall see. 2-1 the count on Tapia. And could this be 2? No, I don't think so. They're just going to get the sure out at first. So yeah, 2 outs, runner on second as Gertie Carter, who's 1 for 1, steps in. And Doyle, with the diving stop, knocks it down. No play, though, so runners go to the corners as Harlow Cray steps in. She's 0 for 1 with a walk thus far. That is jacked. Is that going to get over the wall? Yes, it is. Off the batter's eye. Dead center field. It's a 446-foot shot. Cray's first homer, 4th RBI. The Theta Fiddlers take the 10-0 lead against the Kasiri Kraken. In front of the Kraken home crowd, they got pretty quiet after that homer. And that is out number 3. But boy, oh boy. It's looking rough here for the Kraken. Let's see if they got 7, 8, 9 due up now. Thompson has a hit for them so far. But Benny Bernard's just in there looking locked in. 9 strikeouts. Jesus, 9 strikeouts. 75th pitch coming. I guess that's not too bad, right? 75 pitches, and that's strike number 3. 5th inning. Could be a little more economical, I suppose. As Doyle steps in. Looks like the Kraken's bottom of their lineup is doing all the hitting, which is fascinating. A big looping curve. I think Doyle struck out one of those curves before. It's a little change up. Grounded to West to Tapia, out number 2. Alyssa Rodriguez steps in 0 for 1. One and 1 on Rodriguez. Bernard delivers. It's a ball a little inside. Right back to Bernard. A little hot shot like a puma. He is there. And we go to the 6th. 2, 3, and 4 due up for the Theta Fiddlers.
The third baseman, number 5.
And that's just foul, and Flowers can't get there. Long strike. Here for Everly Harris, who's 1 for 2 with a walk, a single, an RBI, and that one's ripped down the line. pop up here. Newman had that great throw out at home. Is that back in the third inning, I believe. All right, so now this might be the Kraken's downfall. They're going to use a lot of pitchers. I think they're going to use a lot of pitchers. As Koch steps in with Bobbert up to the dish. 1 for 3. Foul ball. 2-2 on her. .96 in the gun there from Koch. There was a lot of fastballs. Cut, 4-seam, 2-seam. Here's Layla Hogan, 2 for 3 with a runner on first, 1 out. Ball inside. Fouled away. 1-2 now on Hogan. Popped up behind the screen. And still 1-2. Baseball season is upon us, folks. Hope you're enjoying spring training. And down on strikes goes Layla Hogan. 2 outs now. Runner on first. Ballstein Price steps up. He's 0 for 3. Facing off against Koch. Comes out of the bullpen. Looks pretty solid here for the Kraken thus far. It's a grounder over to Thompson. Across the dime to Othello. Out number 3. And we go to the bottom half of the frame with the Kraken top of the order due up. Yeah, the beginning of baseball here, folks. Of course, it's pretty exciting. Love spring training. Phillies are looking pretty good. Yankees are looking pretty good. Those are the 2 teams that we rep in this household. Fenster marker steps up with 1 out now, 0 for 2. I will say I'm very excited. Obviously, this Cheese League Baseball tournament was inspired by the World Baseball Classic that is coming up. As 2-1 is the count now. Fenster marker, and he grounds the Tapia for the easy put out. Number 2. That starts March 8th, I believe. Games start broadcasting then. I think the games start at 10 o'clock. Don't know who's playing. I'm gonna say it might be like Pool C or D or somebody starting. But I'm excited for that. Excited for the WBC. And that's out number 3 here as we go to the top of the 7th. 6, 7, and 8 do it before the Fiddlers. Lots of hits there out of the 6, 7, 8 spots for the Fiddlers too. Freaking Emery Lowe 3 for 3 with 3 singles. Koch still back on the bump. Yeah, WBC, Team USA has a hell of a team, I will say, folks, but Dominican Republic team is stacked. That's ridiculous. Team Japan is ridiculous. I wouldn't write out Venezuela. I wouldn't write out, I wouldn't write out Puerto Rico. I love Team Australia. I follow Australian baseball. The Adelaide Giants did very well this year. That one is hit somewhere towards South America. That is a home run. Let's see, 433-foot jack for Emery Lowe, or Lau. His first RBI of the tournament. Must be the combo glasses and eye black that gave him that strength. The 11-1 lead, and that's a hot shot to Rodriguez in the hot corner for out number 1 here in the top of the 7th. Gertie Carter steps in, 2 for 2. That home run aside, Koch has looked pretty solid out of this bullpen here for the Kasiri Kraken. Doyle to Othello, out number 2. Harlow Cray steps in. She has a homer today. 4 RBIs. 1 for 2. I sure hope you all are enjoying this fake baseball action, as that is out number 3. The Fiddlers get 1, though. 7th inning stretch. Get up and stretch, folks. And okay, sit down. And now let's go back to action. 4, 5, and 6 do. Heart of the order here for the Kraken. That is a 4-3 put out. That is an easy out. Rohan Suzuki over 2. Benny Bernard on fire in there. 98 pitches. He might finish out this game. Who knows? Depending how quick this goes. Man, I hate those. I hated popping out. A little baseball I did play when I was a kid. I hated popping out to the catcher. That was the worst. Aubrey Flowers over 2. Bernard is just really, really working through this lineup. 102 pitches, 12 strikeouts. Let's just fucking talk about Benny Bernard. Damn. 13 strikeouts. Is he going to have 15 strikeouts in this game? It's crazy. And it's just relentless. This game, this poor Kraken team, it's game number 1 here for this series. It's like every top half of the inning, it seems like the top of the order's due up for the Feta Fiddlers. Grounder to Thompson across the diamond, out number 1. Everly Harris steps in, 1 for 3. We'll say, though, Koch has really kind of settled things down here for the Kraken. And, ooh, just gets by him, though. And for some reason, Doyle can't track it down either. It's like one of those videos where you see like a little kid kicking a ball or something, trying to pick it up. Just kept getting away from him. All right, so we got a pitching change here. Denny Hayes comes in. Four-seamer, curveball changeup. Big junk ball guy, not big on velocity. As Bobbert steps in, 1 out, runner on first, and there's quickly out number 2 as Hogan steps in, 2 for 4. Seriously, it seems like Layla Hogan's up every freaking half inning. I don't understand. Crazy. Quickly 0-2 on her. Let's see if Hayes can. Yeah, he does, and they throw down to first. That actually might be the first time I've ever seen that happen in Super Meg Baseball 3. I've played like 900 hours of this game. The first time I've ever seen that happen. Brett Thompson steps in. Benny Bernard is now in the red, even though he's on fire. Here in the bottom of the 9th. 7, 8, and 9 due up for the home team. Out number 1, so he's probably going to get pulled. We're going to see Jacob Doyle up to bat. No, they're sticking with him. Okay. Interesting. So normally, if the guy's in the red, they get pulled in SMB3. But this is fascinating. A lot of things happening here. 1-2 on Doyle. Ball way inside. And 2-2 to Doyle. Grounder to Hogan. Out number 2. Probably going to get pulled. As Rodriguez steps in. We're going to have Espinoza. Closer coming in. Obviously not in the save situation, but he's just a good pitcher. I think he might be B-, B rated, A rated, somewhere around there. Good movement on that pitch. And that one's fouled back. 0-2 on Rodriguez. Strike 3. Down on strikes she goes. Go to the top of the 9th. 5, 6, and 7 due up for the Fiddlers. Quite the mountain to climb here for the Kraken. Don't know if they can do it. So Hayes back out on the mound as well. That's popped up. Flowers puts it away. Out number 1. Emery Lau steps in. 4 for 4. Homer. 3 singles and an RBI. Have yourself a day, Emery Lau. Rodriguez across the diamond, out number 2 quickly. 2 outs here, top of the 9th. Messiah Tapia 1 in for 4 steps in. And track it down. No, it gets just over the fence. Have to reach Newman. Grounded up the middle, base hit. Little worm birder hit. So runner on first, that brings up Carter, 2 for 3. 2 singles and a walk today for her. As Denny Hayes still out there in the mound battling away. There's strike 2 to Carter. K-Man activated for Hayes. And that gets past the diving shortstop. So 2 on. Cray up. Dinger her last time up, I believe. Top of the 9th here. 2 outs. 1 and 2 count on Cray. Runners on first and second for the Feta Fiddlers, and that's ball 2 up and in. That is ball 3. Runners go, obviously, and that's ripped into center field. 1 run comes home. They're going to send 2 runners home. It's a 2 RBI double for Harlow Cray. 13 to nothing now. The Feta Fiddlers lead it over the Kasiri Kraken. Jesus, what a hit fest. 1 and 1. So, if you're enjoying yourselves, guys, which I don't know, I have fun doing this stuff. It's stupid, but I have fun doing it. Grounder to Benny Thompson. I think it's Benny Thompson, right? Something like that. Top of the order due up again for the Kraken, but 13-0's a hell of a mountain to climb up. But folks, if you're having fun watching this, which I hope you are, be sure to check out our YouTube channel. That's where the original Cheese League season was posted way back in 2020. I think there's like 120 games, regular season games. I did all broadcast, all with this kind of setup. Everything on the YouTube channel. You can watch the whole season if you want. You can watch the playoffs if you want. You can watch the Cheese League series if you want. Whatever. Just go check it out over there on our YouTube page. That one is hit. That could be an extra base hit. It is. So we got some things. They're sending them. Tapia fires home. Safe. And it's not going to be a shutout, folks. The Kasiri Kraken get on the boards. But nobody out. Runner on second. Look at this. Hell yeah, Kraken. But yeah, go check out our YouTube page. I don't know, there's a bunch of content up there. It's us playing Thimbleweed Park, my wife and I. It's a shattered bat. That's out number 1. Runner goes to third, though. Pippo Othello steps in. Played Thimbleweed Park. Oh my god, that was like back in 2018. I played a bunch of Hearthstone at one point. That was an addiction. Grounded to Hogan. Out number 2. Cracking down to their final out. Suzuki steps up. What the heck else do we have up there? Cheese League. Kelly plays Sims. I don't know. We've got a bunch of stuff. Played Diablo 3. These videos still get views every month somehow. Yeah, it's lots of fun. And this stuff is just stupid nonsense. I just love baseball. I love Super Mega Baseball 3. I love doing the Cheese League when I did it. As that is a ground out to West. Feta Fiddlers win big over the Kasiri Kraken. 13, 18, and 0 to 1, 5, and 0 are the lines. It was just a hit fest. This is just ridiculous. 4 homers on the Fiddler side. But, hey, those Kraken, they did get a run. Freddie Fenstermacher with the RBI. It's just These ERAs, so I was curious about these ERAs are just ridiculous. They're yeah, they're ridiculous. It's just nuts. But look at Benny Bernard, freaking 13 strikeouts. Hell of a pitching performance from him. Obviously, he's probably going to be. Cray. I don't know, actually, Cray gets the. It's interesting. 6 RBIs. Okay, I'll give Cray that. 6 RBIs. Bernard, obviously, 13 Ks. Emery Lau, 4 for 5, homer too. Just crazy, absolutely crazy. So, Fiddlers win. 13-1. And yeah, that's freaking wild. So next game that we have coming up is the Asiago Aeroplanes versus the Stilton Saucers. And I'm just typing that into the chat for whatever reason. Because why not? I don't know why. So, yeah. Yeah, that was rough. That was a rough one. That was a rough one. But let's let's get right into this next game. Why don't we? Because we got the Aeroplanes versus the Saucers. A beautiful Red Rock ballpark. And yeah, let's do it. Let's just do it. Why not? Game number 3 of the day here. Streaming on Twitch. It's been such a long time since I've done this, guys. There are the starting lineups. The Stilton Saucers and the Asiago Aeroplanes. There's Red Rock Park.
Now batting the shortstop, number 23.
As we see Trey Mattingly lead off for the Aeroplanes against Teddy Sellers. Ball outside. And a grounder to Peacock. Across the diamond over there to Schaefer. Now number 1 as Kobe Frown steps in. For the Aeroplanes. Four-seamer, cutter, slider, changeup here for Sellers. Slow roller to Peacock. He gets it, fires across. 2-5-3 putouts to lead off the game. Here's Ash McIntyre. First at bat of the tourney for him. And 3 putouts to the hot corner. To lead off this game, game number 3. And Demetrius Span. Isn't that an actual baseball player? Isn't that an actual guy? As we have Steve Dickerson on the mound for the Aeroplanes. Four-seamer slider. Screwball. Actually, that was a screwball right there, I believe. Screwball is that weird, like, I don't know, horizontal action. Changeup as well. As Nash Schaefer steps in, first baseman. For the Saucers, I do like their uniforms. As much as I hate the Houston Astros, I do like the color scheme. 3-2 count. And strike 3. He goes down on strikes. Dickerson is just there nodding in evil-looking approval. As Batista steps in. Center fielder for the Saucers of Stilton. In the Red Rocks area. If you've ever been to Sedona, you know it is known for UFO sightings as Batista hits a base hit, the first hit of the game up the middle. First base runner of the game. And that brings up Cardio Wilson, big power hitting catcher here for the Saucers. Good speed on first base. I was in Sedona. I didn't feel anything weird. I just thought it was an absolutely beautiful place. But yeah, it didn't get any weird vibes. Like everyone says, it's like got weird vibes and stuff. I don't know. I didn't feel anything. Even not as perceptive. Here's Anson Cap, a great little tribute name here to Cap Anson. Classic ball player. 1 and 2 with 2 runners on. Here are 2 outs. Bottom of the first. And Screwball fools them. Out number 3, so they leave 2 runners on. We go to the top of the second. Nothing here. 4, 5, and 6 due up for the visiting Asiago Aeroplanes. This guy is a big power hitter, third baseman. Miguel Russell facing off against Sellers. There's a ball in the dirt. Fouled away. Ball inside at his knees, 3 and 1. And there's a strike, 3 and 2. And fouled away. 3 and 2 it stays, and fouled away again. We reset. Strike 3 goes down. Russell. Sherry Droop steps up to the dish, and she fouls it off. Over to Peacock. He's been busy down there at third base. Out number 2. That brings up Donna Francis, left fielder here for the Asiago Aeroplanes. Don't know if I've eaten Asiago cheese in its purest form, as Francis rips one, but Miller, the diving catch. I have had an Asiago bagel, and it was delicious. That has been your cheese review, as Colt Lowry steps in. Three and 1 is the count. Grounder over to Grover Farkas. I thought Grover Farkas was for sure going to be a bench player, but he gets the start here. Didn't realize that until right now. And Garrett Peacock steps in. That one's ripped high and far. Oh, look at Kobe Frown robbing the home run. Nice play by Kobe Frown, your A-rated center fielder here for the Aeroplanes. Bria Bracketeer steps in, shortstop for the Saucers. 1 and 2 is the count on her, and down on strike she goes. This might actually be the most even matchup between teams in the tournament, I would say. As Bugby steps in. It's pretty, these teams are pretty even to me. I think the Saucers are better. Obviously, if you watch the beginning of the show here, I call it the show. I'm an old person. That's base hit up the middle. If you watched beginning, or if you check out our website, see my reviews of all the teams, what I think. Yeah, I think the Saucers are a better team overall, but seems pretty evenly matched thus far. Butters Patrick, don't know what you're swinging at. It's up at your eyeballs, dude. 0 and 2 with a runner on first, and maybe hit and run or something, or maybe a cross up in the signals. Gonna try a pick off. And fooled him. Down on strikes he goes. And here's Grover Farkas. He's a C+ rated player. I don't know why he's getting the start here. I don't know. 1 and 1 on Farkas. Runner on first here. 1 out. Top of the third. Shattered bat. That's going to drop in foul. .98 gun there from Teddy Sellers. Down on strikes, Farkas goes. And that brings up top of the order Trey Mattingly for the Asiago Aeroplanes. Runner goes. Can they get him? And don't think so either way, even if that was a dig there by Miller. Over to Peacock. Boy, he's been busy today. Out number 3, so the airplane strand a runner as we get a nice little sweeping view of the desert and the red rocks. Bottom of the 3rd we go. And here's Miller to lead it off. We got 9, 1, and 2 due up here for the Saucers. 3 and 1 is the count. It's fouled away. Full count. And gets away from him. Brings up Span. 0 for 1 so far today. With the runner on first here for the home team in the bottom half of the frame. Ripped off of Farkas's glove.
Now batting, the first baseman, number 60.
All right, now we got Schaefer up, so nobody out. Runners on first and second. Dickerson's already at 50 pitches. That is kind of concerning. If I'm an Aeroplanes fan. Farkas, diving stop, only can get 1 out. That's at first. So the runners move up 90 feet. Second and third now. As Bautista steps in. He's 1 for 1 with a single thus far. And almost had him. 1 and 1 now. And that one's ripped foul. 1 and 2 is the count. Ball inside, 2 and 2. And Farkas with a nice stop. The runner comes home. And that breaks the scoreless tie. The Saucers take the 1-0 lead. As Cardio Wilson steps in. He walked his first time up. And, ooh, Patrick has some issues with it. The runner comes home. And he's safe. 2-0 now. The Stilton Saucers lead it. Much to the delight of the home crowd. That one is ripped. That's going to be extra bases for sure. As Frown Fields fires into second, it's a double. So runner on second, 2 outs here. And Cap steps up. Contact big speed guy here for the Saucers. And that's a base hit into left field. Not going to test Francis's arm. That brings up Colt Lowry. Yeah, good speed on the base pass all around here. Russell across the diamond. That's out number 3, but the damage is done. The Saucers get 2. We go to the top of the 4th. 2, 3, and 4 due up for the visiting Asiago Aeroplanes. Fouled away. And there's strike 3.
Now batting, the first baseman, number 11.
That is fouled away. Thank you everyone for joining us here on a Saturday morning as Schaefer takes that himself. 2 outs.
The third baseman,
And Russell steps in 0 for 1. It's at 2 outs, top of the 4th here. Yeah, thanks for everyone for joining. If you're in the stream, if you're watching, if you have this on in the background, whatever you might be doing. If you're cleaning the bathroom and listening to this. If you're working out and listening to this, as Russell goes down on strikes and we go to the bottom half of the 4th. If you're doing any chore, any menial task whatsoever, and watching this stream, we appreciate it. Peacock with a 2-base hit into center field to start the bottom of the 4th. This is why I think Stilton Saucers are a better team. Is Stilton a better cheese? I just don't know. What is Stilton cheese? I name these teams after cheeses that I've never tried. All right, what is Stilton cheese? We're gonna find out.
Second baseman, number 34.
Oh, Stilton looks nasty. Okay. Oh, Stilton's like a blue cheese. It is blue cheese. It's an English cheese. Oh, yeah, that's nasty. Anything with mold, I just don't touch it. Even if it's edible mold, I don't know. 3-2. Little squibber over to McIntyre for out number 2. The runner comes home. It's 3-0 now. As we go to the top of the order, Demetrius Span here steps in for the Saucers. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know about. Span goes down to strikes. Another run here for the Saucers, though. Go to the top half of the fifth. 5, 6, and 7 do up for the Aeroplanes. Sherry Droop leads it off over 1. Just don't know about any kind of moldy stuff. I don't know. Is that gonna be? Oh, almost caught. 1-2 on Droop. Sellers 55 pitches here in the 5th. Looks pretty good. So that one's hit the Peacock. Man, Peacock's had like 7 putouts so far. It's crazy.
Number 89.
Donna Francis steps in, pops that one mile high into center field. This is a pretty big ballpark when you really look at it, folks.
The
Red Rock.
fielder, number 21.
Pretty darn big ballpark. 1 for 1 is Jared Bugby as he steps in to face off against Sellers, who is locked in. And quickly, 1, 2, 3, he goes down. Going to the bottom half of the 5th now. 2, 3, and 4 do up for the home team.
Now batting, the first baseman, number 6.
Trying to think in the high desert, like not the high desert, I guess you wouldn't call it the high desert. In Sedona, there weren't those big stereotypical cactuses. It's a different type of cacti or cactus in that part of the desert. I forget what they're called, but for some reason, as draws a walk to lead off the 5th here, the bottom of the 5th, Batista steps in.
Number 27.
Good speed immediately on the base pass for the home team. I wonder what the deal is with the cactus. I know in Phoenix you have those big stereotypical cactuses, but I don't even know if I'm saying cactuses right, if it's cacti. I feel like it's cactuses. That one is just past the diving shortstop, goes all the way to the wall. It's going to be an extra base hit. Are they going to send the runner? They are. Comes into the cutoff man. And, yeah, Mattingly had no chance there. So the runner scores. It is now a 4-0 game. Dickerson gets pulled. Dickerson gets pulled here in the 5th. He had pretty many pitches to be in the 5th inning. Ooh, that was a floater there. From Tatum Midtown, who comes in, reliever out of the Asiago Aeroplanes bullpen. And strike 3, drop third strike. They throw him out at first. That is out number 1 as Anson Cap steps in. He's 1 for 2. Look at the speed of the base pass. Just, like I said, they're a pretty balanced team all around. They're testing Patrick's arm. He's out. Butters Patrick has a pretty good arm, so throw him out at third. Wasted opportunity here for the Saucers, I suppose, but they already have the lead, so they're not too worried. As Colt Lowry steps in, 0 for 2. That one is fouled away. 0-2 is the count. 1-2 now on Lowry. And that one is hit and just dunks in to shallow right center. And we've got runners on the corners now for Garrett Peacock, who's 1 for 2 with a double. fouled away. And fouled back again, 0-2. And Peacock goes down on strikes. Butters Patrick, Grover Farkas, Trey Mattingly due up here for the visiting Aeroplanes. We're down 4-0 here in the 6th. Against these pretty good Stilton Saucers team. Lazy fly ball to Batista for out number 1. Here steps Farkas. And down to strikes he goes.
Now batting for shortstop, number 23.
Foul ball from leadoff hitter Trey Mattingly. Here 2 outs, top of the 6th. If you're just joining us here on Geek Cheese, that is a towering fly ball. Easy out though. 4-0. The Stilton Saucers lead it over the Asiago Airplanes. Here we go to the bottom of the 6th inning as Bria Bracketeer steps in. Midtown back on the mound. That one is jacked. Does it have the distance? I don't think it does. Oh, it does. I thought that for sure was going to be off the wall. Bria Bracketeer with the jack. 422-foot shot. First homer. Solo shot. 5-0. Saucers take the lead over the Aeroplanes. Shattered bat off the fist for Ari Miller. McIntyre puts it away. Yeah, if you're just joining us, you know, this is our first day of our Cheese League Baseball tournament in honor of the WBC World Baseball Classic. That will be starting up in 4 days. That is a tournament style, of course. So I figured why don't we throw together a tourney. Cheese League Baseball, our Sim League. That is out number 2. Here's Nash Schaefer over 2 with a walk. Again, this is something I did a couple of years back, that Cheese League Baseball threw together a whole season, yada yada, on the YouTube page. So if you want to check that out, go ahead, find us on YouTube. I'm sure you can just search Geek Cheese and something will come up. Fair ball. Russell with the diving stop. I'd just eat it at that point. 2 for 3. Double, single, RBI is Les Bautista. Jacks that one, but that's foul. Oh, and 2 outs here. Runner on first. And that's a base hit right through the wickets up the middle. I'm wondering how long Tatum Midtown's going to last. I think he might get pulled soon. Boy, bad pitch. Wilson, what are you swinging at? That is hit well. That is going to be a homer. Over the short wall. In right field. 376-foot 3-run homer for Cardio Wilson. And it is now 8-0 Stilton Saucers. And I was just going to say that should get Midtown out of the game. Collins Turnip steps in. Turnip a little bit of a submariner too, eh? Out number 3. She comes in. 2 pitches. Gets the final out. But boy, oh boy. I just realized, holy shnikes, the Aeroplanes only have 1 hit. Damn, I didn't realize Teddy Sellers was pitching that good of a game. But I suppose he is. 75 pitches in the 7th. Jeez, he's having a quiet, good game.
Now batting.
Solid outing.
Number 11.
The aeroplane, or the Saucers starter. McIntyre fouls that one off. It's 0 for 2. Rounded to Bracketeer. And quickly 2 outs.
The third
Go
baseman,
Russell 0 for 2. Now Russell, I think he had like a 92 on the power meter. Super Mega Baseball 3 power meter. So you can see his power is, he's jacked, but just hasn't been able to hit the ball. Nubbed back to Sellers, out number 3, and just like that, we go to the bottom of the 7th. It just seems like Aeroplane's hitters just can't do anything with Sellers. Brings up Lowry 1 for 3. It's a single so far today. Good movement on the ball. Four-seamer, cutter, slider, a curveball as well for Collins Turnip. One and now 2 and 2 is the count. Down on strikes. Lowry goes. And Garrett Peacock steps in.
Ball outside. Go inside. Ball, that's inside.
Wife's asked me, what are we doing for dinner? As that's a base hit up the middle. And I just, some days you just don't, I honestly don't care. Some days to eat, I don't know what it is. The other day at work, I straight up forgot to eat lunch. It was like 2 o'clock and I was like, I should probably have a granola bar. Or something. So Ari Miller steps in, he's 0 for 2. 2 outs here, bottom of the 7th. Runner on first. Turnip seems a little bit better, kind of shutting down these hitters for the most part. It's an 0 and 2. And as I say that, that's a base hit. Gets all the way to the wall. Francis plays it off to Karam. And they're sending him home. Hey, safe. So 9-0. The Saucers extend their lead as the top of the order comes up. I don't know. Some days I'm just like, whatever. I don't care. I've gone days where I'm just gotten so busy and I just forgot to eat. Don't eat. 6-7 cups of coffee in. It's not a healthy lifestyle. Schaefer steps up. That's a base hit up the middle. Frown fires home. Play at the plate, potentially. Yes. Oh, Patrick. Butters Patrick can't handle it. He would have been out, but the run scores. It's 10-0 now. Stilton Saucers. And that should do it for this half inning. But, geez, what? It's like every half inning. Look at that. Since the third. 15-1. They're out hitting them. Man, it's just a rough day here for the Asiago Aeroplanes. Rough way to start off the tourney. This is popped up, fouled. And that's a foul ball. Again, Sherry Droop here, 5, 6, and 7 for the Aeroplanes in the top of the 8th. And that's a base hit up the middle. So the second hit of the day here for the Aeroplanes. Donna Francis steps in. Will that chase? No. I was going to say, will that chase Sellers from the game? No. He's on fire. Stamina's still pretty good. That was New York Yankees, then he would absolutely be pulled from the game or something. Something stupid like that. A warning track power hit there. Long out. 1 for 2 is Jared Bugby with a runner on first. 1 out here in the top of the 8th. Sellers 8 Ks. I just can't believe 95 pitches. He's just pitching so well. And that's a base hit. It's getting a little tired, though. You can see the Aeroplanes hitters are starting to catch up to him. So 2 on, 1 out. Patrick steps up. The number 8 hitter and catcher for the Aeroplanes. Asiago bagel does sound good. I can't do bagels anymore, folks. I don't know what it is. Just can't eat bagels. Wall way inside. 2-2. And we reset 2-2 again. Got him. Chasing outside part of the plate. Good pitch as Grover Farkas steps up. And we're going to have Ruiz come in. Pitch hit for Farkas. A little bit more of a power guy. A little more of a power hitter. The 2-2 pitch, Sellers delivers. Got him. Is that strikeout number 9, I believe? Teddy Sellers. He actually might finish this game. That would be interesting. I don't know if any of the games that I did back when we were doing Cheese League on YouTube, I don't know if any of the pitchers actually pitched the full entire game. Those were 7-inning games.
That's inside.
2-1. Base hit up the middle. And that's how it always seems to start out for the Saucers in the bottom half of the frame, right? All right, turn out. Duarte in. He's the closer. Obviously not a safe situation by any stretch of the imagination. Anson Cap in, and that's a base hit into right field. So 2 on, and nobody out for Lowry, who's 1 for 4. Tough. That's a shattered bat, foul ball. Pick me out a winner, Bobby. 3-1. And ball 4, jeez. I think Duarte is actually really high rated. If I do recall. Okay, this should be 2 here. McIntyre tags him out to Ruiz. The 4-3 double play. Run scores 11-0 now, Saucers, with the runner at third. And Bria Bracketeer already has a homer today. 2-1 is the count. It's a foul ball. And strike 3. So they get another run. Every inning they've had a run since the third. And they just got to put them out. 1, 2, 3. But we got 1, 2, 3 due up here for the Aeroplanes. Let's see what happens. You see Sellers now in the red. He's flashing the red. He's getting tired. 110th pitch coming. And that's a base hit. So that'll be it for him. He's done with the runner on first. Kobe Frown steps in. He's 0 for 3. Again, this game surprises me. I thought for sure any other time in this game the pitcher would have been pulled. It's the second time today that I've seen this. It's crazy. Now he might be pulled though. I don't know what's happening anymore. Now he's pulled. Here comes Greg Feathers. Lefty on lefty matchup. Good speed on the base pass though, you know, for the Aeroplanes, but got a heck of a mountain to climb. Let's see if they don't get shut out. You know, the Kraken didn't get shut out. They lost big. And that's a base, not a base hit. That's an extra base hit. And they're not going to get shut out. That runner's coming home. Bracketeer fires, but to no avail. It's 11-1. The Aeroplanes get on the board as Miguel Russell steps in with 1 out, runner on second. Now, I thought they actually would have walked Russell because he's slow. Just hope for the double play, but maybe not. Yeah, That's foul 2, or 1 and 2 rather. And strike 3. All right, down to their final out.
Now batting, the designated hitter.
The Sherry Troop
number
up.
26.
Look at this sleeve that Greg Feathers has on. It's like little circus tent looking sleeve. Grounder to Miller to Schaefer. Out number 3. The Stilton Saucers win game number 1 of their series over the Asiago Aeroplanes. The lines 1-5-0 to 11-17-0, and just a hit fest on the Saucer side. Jesus, absolute hit fest. The home runs coming from Wilson and Bracketeer, of course, but just a tough game. Tough game overall. Look at Midtown, just Midtown and Turnup. They're freaking Sellers had an incredible start. He should be in the top. Of course he is. Wilson, 3 for 4 homer. A double, 3 RBIs. Sellers, 8 1/3. He just pitched a heck of a game. Batista also there, number 3 spot. So, that is how game number 3 in the tournament ends. Game number 3 ends with the just a big win. Saucers over the Aeroplanes. All right, we're going to do one final game here, folks. Finish off the day with the Provolone Prospectors at the Mozzarella Man-Eaters. Let's get it done. Let's get it done. After that, I have to go do adult things. Go buy screws, take my dogs for a walk. All of the adult things.
Now batting, the designated
All right, we had the opening lineups there. You saw it. Linda Lumber leads it off here for the Provolone Prospectors versus the Mozzarella Man-Eaters. We have Grover Growler on the hill for the Man-Eaters. That's a foul ball. 2-seamer, 4-seamer, changeup, and the curveball. And Linda Lumber draws a walk to lead off the game. Here's Ras Frigate. The power hitting first baseman for Provolone. And that one drops in fair. So 2 on, nobody out here, top of the first for the Prospectors, and that brings up Corker in her first at bat. Power versus lefties is activated. I think the Prospectors have the most players with the most traits in the Cheese League in the tournament. Yo, this is crazy. Okay, 3.
number 12.
Bases loaded, nobody out. Shimi Quintana. Greenman to Kerr to Griffith for the 4-6-3 double play. Runner comes home though. Now 2 outs, runner on third. Run in. Nelson Marin steps in. Got a power hitting team in the Prospectors versus a balanced team in the Man-Eaters. And I don't know what is going on right now, but that's a lot of balls being thrown here by Growler. three walks already. And safe. So stolen bag. So it moves runners to second and third. 1-2 count on Teddy Everett. Greenman to Griffith, out number 3. 2 runners stranded, but the Provolone Prospectors strike first. Actually be Greenman up to lead it off here for the home team. The Mozzarella Maneaters here at the Tiger Den. I neglected to mention that. This is a little bit of a crackerjack box. You see, it's not the biggest field. Very shallow in center compared to the other ballparks. Ball outside to Greenman. We'll talk about Jeremy Bellamy in a second. That one is fouled away. 3-2. Down on strikes he goes. And Bellamy, let's talk about him here as Ari Bell steps up. We got four-seamer, screwball again. Another screwballer. Curveball and a changeup. One and 2 on Bell. And down on strikes she goes.
Now batting, the shortstop, number 36.
Base hit up the middle. So the Prospectors, or I'm sorry, the Maneaters rather, have a base runner, 2 outs as Valencia, the DH, steps in. And that's a rip into right field. This park plays so small though. I don't think you're going to see a lot of chances being taken. Like a lot of guys going for the extra base. I don't know, it's plays so small. There's a liner right to Corker, out number 3. Top of the second we go. 7-8-9 due up for the Prospectors. Lena Price. Shortstop. That one is a line out, or a pop out rather, to Connor. Left field. Here's Janet Hamilton, second baseman. She fouls that one down the line. See, Growler's a little bit more velocity pitcher. 97 on the gun as he gets a strikeout right there. And Braylon Padilla steps up. There's a strike. 1-1 is the count. 2 outs here. Top of the second. And Buddy Greenman out. Number 3. We go to the bottom half of the frame. 6, 7, and 8. One of my favorite players coming up. Spud Pepperonis. It's a throwback to our Tater Pepperonis from. Ooh, a little hot shot back to Bellamy, like a puma. Catches that one. Cat-like reflexes. Tater Pepperonis from, oh man, I forget what team. Was it the Marauders on the original Cheese League Baseball? Again, on our YouTube page. I love the names here and auto-generated names in Super Mega Baseball 3. That is out number 2. And here he is, Spud Pepperonis, the catcher. For these Mozzarella Maneaters. Fouled down the line as I check some stuff. What the heck did that say? Popped up. Bellamy takes it himself. You would never see that nowadays. Like, honestly. You never see any pitcher, like, actually field a ball that wasn't hit directly at their face. Linda Lumber steps in, top of the order. Top of the third. Here for what I believe is the top team in the Provolone Prospectors, and she gets a base hit up the middle.
Now batting, the first baseman, number 3.
In steps Frigate. Rasp Frigate, 1 for 1. I remember way back in the day, without the internet, we were told in 4th grade, I think it was, to find out. We're shown a picture of a bird. We said, "What is this bird?" I don't even know why we did this. That's a base hit up the middle, so 2 on, nobody out for the Prospectors as Emmy Corker steps in. Our teacher just showed us a picture of a bird and was like, "Hey, find out what this bird is." Again, not entirely sure what this had to do with anything. I think it was history class. So, showed a picture of a bird, and it was this black bird with like a big red bellowy kind of thing sticking out. And me and a couple of my friends like went to an encyclopedia to look it up. That's right, an encyclopedia. As that one is jacked high, this is a small ballpark. Is that gone? It's gone. Let's see how shallow this home run was. 388-foot shot dinger. That is nuts. 3-run shot Corker. And the Prospectors take the lead. 4-0 as Quintana steps in. But yeah, we went to the freaking encyclopedia to look up birds. We found out that it was a frigate bird. That's where that anecdote was going. This is a grounder to Griffith for the first out of the inning. Frigate bird. Grover Growler gets chased from the game already. Damn. Okay, Nicholas Grant comes in. And the 3rd inning. Nelson Marin steps up. All right, then. All right, then, man-eaters. You do you. As that's fouled away. And that one is fouled away again. 0-2 on Marin. And that is hit. It's going to, like, one-hop the wall. Ooh. See, this field play is so small. That was such a close play at second. Man, 388-foot home run. I might be able to hit a 388-foot home run. I remember back in the day, I jacked one. It's like dead center. We were playing baseball. 3 of us. We were playing like a game that we made up. I jacked a home run, and just because it was only 3 of us, and because the way we had to play the game, it was past the pole. So it was technically an out. It was the longest ball I've ever hit, and I got so mad. Another anecdote that goes nowhere. This could be a home run, too. Oh, look at that. Look at that nice catch by Wallace. Nice leaping catch for the final out. That brings up Kenneth Connor to lead it off for the Mozzarella Man-Eaters. 9-1-2 due up here in the bottom of the 3rd. They're trailing the Prospectors 4-0. This Bellamy's looking pretty good out there. Ooh, a bunt. Oh my god, a bunt. Love the bunt. Love the bunt. That's amazing. It was an out, but I love it. This one is fouled into the seats. And 1-1 is the count now in Greenman. 1-2. 2-2. Yeah, fouled away. And that's a pop-up to the 3rd baseman. Who's that over there? That's Marin. Now number 2. As Bell steps in. I think this ballpark and probably Big Sky. That one is jacked. That's gone. Aria Bell. Home run for the home team. 394-foot shot. First homer, first RBI, first run for the Man-Eaters. In steps Andrew Kerr, is 1 for 1. So the Man-Eaters get on the board. And that one's just past shortstop. Oh, what happened there? 2 outs, runner on first as Valencia steps in. He already has a single today. Ooh, that one is off the catcher, Padilla. Runner advances. Now runner in scoring position. A lot happens with two, folks. Can they get this other run in? Cut the lead in half. 3-1. Ooh. That was a screwball. There it was again. Marin across the diamond. Out number 3. So the Maneaters get a run. Bottom half of the third. We go to the top of the fourth. Hamilton steps in. Well, we got 8, 9, and 1 to up here for the Prospectors. Nicholas Grant came in last half inning. Let's see if he can kind of shut these hitters down. Keep the Maneaters within range. She goes down on strikes. Here's Padilla.
Number 21.
Grounder to Jock, Quentin Jock over there at third base, out number 2.
The designated hitter, number 35.
In steps Lumber. Buddy Greenman with a hell of a play. A little diving catch. Stop. Gets up, fires. Ends the inning. We go to the bottom half of the frame as Andre Wallace steps up.
Now batting, the first baseman, number 27.
Don't know what is going on. I'm trying to check something on Twitch, and I cannot. Ooh, little beanball action. It's Griffiths. Takes one for the team. We got a guy with very good speed on the base pass now for the Maneaters. I like the Maneaters because they remind me of, like their uniforms remind me of kind of like a, I don't know, like a KBO team. I think I said that earlier. Kind of remind me of KBO. Also kind of remind me of like a college team or something too. Oh, that is airmailed out of play. All right, so a runner with really, really good speed now. Second base, and that's a strikeout.
Now batting, the catcher,
In steps
number
Spuds.
19.
Spuds Pepperonis. Pop up high fly ball, a lazy fly ball, 2 corker, and that's it. That is it. Top of the 5th now.
Now batting, the first baseman, number 3.
And for some reason I can't close anything. Top of the 5th. Here's Brass. Forget that guy that I was talking about with the bird with the thing. And that was fouled away. 4-1 in the top of the 5th. Prospectors leading the Maneaters if you're just joining us. Again, this is the first day of the Cheese League Baseball Tournament in honor of the World Baseball Classic. That one is a little lazy
Now batting, the center
fly there to Carrot shortstop. 6 put out, unassisted put out. That one's hit high and far, is going to get gone. Onto the walkway there. Is that Emmy Corker? Yes, second home run of the day. 4th RBI of the tourney.
right fielder, number 20.
So that puts the Prospectors up 5-1 over the Maneaters now. And that's a base hit up the middle. See, some of these better hitting teams are just...
Now
just,
batting,
it's going to be a
the
hit
third
parade.
baseman, number 8.
Nelson Marin steps in, 1 for 1 so far today with a double and a walk. Nicholas Grant still out there working away. Maneaters. 1-2 is the count. Ball outside. Strike 3 goes down on strikes. We're going to be doing these streams in the mornings on Saturdays and Sundays, and also in the evenings on Wednesdays, just to give you all a heads up on the stream schedule. Greenman out number 3. Prospectors get another run though. Lead at 5-1, 9-1-2 due up for the home team Man-Eaters. So yeah, 3-4 games on Saturdays and Sundays. A couple games on Wednesdays. That one is jacked high and far and off the big wall. Ooh, a tough carom there. And he's going all the way to third. So a leadoff triple for the home team, and Buddy Greenman steps in. Good speed on base pass. So, ooh, Greenman swinging. What the hell are you swinging at, pal? Ball in the dirt. That's what you want to watch out for if you're Bellamy. He's rattled. Looking rattled out there, so his accuracy is down. That one is fouled away. 1-2 on Greenman. 2-2 now. And now the full count. See if Greenman can work a walk here. No, he doesn't. Runner's coming home. That run scores. So it's 5-2 now. With 1 out, Aria Bell steps in. She already has a dinger today. Bellamy's getting pulled. We're going to have Bunt Benson come in. Man, another submariner here. Seen a lot of underhand pitchers today. But as I was saying, we'll do 4 games on Saturdays, Sundays, 2 games on Wednesdays. That's our schedule until the tournament is over, roughly around the end of March. Check out our website, geek-cheats.com. And the catcher's trying to steal. And she's tagged out. Sloppy base running here from the Man-Eaters. Especially that Kerr up, who's 2 for 2 already. And full count. And a base hit up the middle. See? Could have had 2 on, 1 out. Instead, you have 1 on with 2 out. As Valencia steps up. This is a pretty even matchup, too, I'll say. Kind of seems that way already. I think it's only game 1 of this 7-game series, if it gets to 7 games between these 2 teams. Grounder should be an easy one for Hamilton. It is out number 3. Top of the 6th we go. Bottom third of the order due up for Prospector. Bottom third of the order has not had a hit yet for the Prospectors. That one is hit high and far. It is carrying. Does it get out? Yes, it does. Man, this ballpark plays so small. 382-foot jack for Price, her first homer. 6-2, the Prospectors take the lead.
Number 23.
There's a strike, 1-2. And down on strikes
Now batting, the catcher.
as Braylon Padilla steps up. 6-2, top of the 6th, 1 out. Pop up to the catcher. Spud is there. That's out number 2.
Now batting, the designated hitter.
As Linda Lumber steps up. Grounded to Jock. Out number 3.
Now batting.
Bottom half of the frame, folks. We've got Linda Lumber with a pulled hamstring. That's not good for the remainder of the tournament. We'll have to keep an eye on that. A shoestring catch there from Price. Out number 1, Jax Griffith, who was hit by pitches last time up,
27.
steps in. Grounder to Marin. Across the diamond, out number 2.
Now batting. The third baseman.
0 for 2 is Quentin Jock.
30.
And that is fouled down the line. Can he get there? No. Oh, I thought I thought he got it. 1-1. And 2 more. And strike 2. 2-2. And that's a little snare there.
Now batting. The first baseman. Number 3.
Top of the 7th we go. Rasp Frigate up. 3-1 is the count. Nicholas Grant still out in the mound, working away for the Maneaters. Just realized I have a Birds of North America poster over my desk here, and the frigate bird is on the poster. So just a callback to the frigate bird. Didn't realize it was a North American animal, but it is. Gonna have to look into that a little bit more. 6-2, top of the 7th, and that is that's hit down the line. It's gonna be extra bases. Throw, no, it's not. See, this field plays so small. It's a keeper at first, but nonetheless, we got runners on the corners, no outs here. Quintana up to the bat, to the dish, I should say. They play in the infield in. The infield is in. Interesting. Strike 2 from Quintana, who's 1 for 3 today. Ball. 2-2. And down on strike she goes. Off speed pitch gets her. Here's Nelson Marin now. 1 for 2, a double and a walk. And Grant is pulled. We're going to have Keith Dude step in. He's an A-rated pitcher. Runner goes. They test Spud's arm and she's out. So 2 outs now, runner on third, and 3-0 is the count. There's a strike from Dude. There's strike 2, full count, he works back. And a big off-speed pitch for the final out of the inning. So they strand a runner. That brings up Spud. Was it 8-9-1, I believe, yes, for the home team. As ripped right at Quintana as I am trying to text my wife. 6-2, bottom of the 7th. Buddy Greenman up outside. Benson looking locked in on the mound there for the Prospectors. Ooh, that looked like a good pitch. And a walk. Aria Bell steps up. 1 for 2, a home run, walk, and an RBI. with 2 outs. Runner on first. Ooh, that was a good pitch. Might have been the pitch to hit in this at bat. 2-1. Fouled away. And that's a foul again. 2-2 now. Hit just by Marin down there at third. So 2 on, 2 outs. Andrew Kerr steps in, 3 for 3, 3 singles, having a good day. And we're going to have Cone Idol come in out of the bullpen. It's a ball. Strike. And 3-1. Kerr, good eye. And there's strike 2. Full count. Runners go. Jacked. High. Far. That is going to be gone. Gone, gone, gone. So Andrew Kerr, 417-foot jack. First homer. That brings the Mozzarella Man-Eaters within 1. As Valencia steps in, 1 for 3. So Idol comes in, gives up a home run right away. That changes the look of this game, doesn't it? And 1 and 2 is the count on Valencia. Fouled away. Almost had him chasing high. Full count. And right at Frigate for the final out. But that 3-run jack puts the Man-Eaters within 1. We go to the top of the 8th. 6, 7, and 8 due up for the Provolone Prospectors.
Number 40. Now batting the shortstop, number 7.
As I look at my phone, I just missed something. Missed an out. So top of the 8th, 1 out. Ooh, it's going to be a tough play. Greenman bare hands, fires. Out number 2.
The second baseman, number 23.
Janet Hamilton steps in. It's Keith Dude still working away on the mound there for the Man-Eaters. Neglected to mention that. 2 outs, top of the 8th. Popped up to Spud at home plate. That's the final out of the inning. We go to the bottom half of the frame. 6-5, Provolone over Mozzarella.
Now batting the right fielder, number 10.
High fly ball. That is gone. That is way gone. Onto the concourse. And that is tie ball game. Was it Spud Pepper? Oh no, Andre Wallace. My bad. Tied ball game as Jax Griffith steps in. Changes the look of the game. Base hit up the middle. The Man-Eaters are a scrappy bunch.
Now batting the third baseman, number 30.
That is ripped. It's going to be off base of the wall. Runners coming home. Play at the plate. There's going to be no play at the plate. The Man-Eaters take the lead 7-6.
The catcher, number 19. Now batting the left fielder, number 53.
Foul ball. Frigate will take it himself. The runner moves to third. 2 outs now.
The second baseman, number 2.
Grounder to Price at short. Final out of the inning. Top of the 9th we go. Let's see if the Maneaters can hold them down.
Now batting, the catcher, number 21.
That's ripped up the middle. The Prospectors not going down without a fight.
Now batting, the
Linda Lumber steps up. Now she's weak because she has a pulled hammy. And yeah, she's in pinch hit for Jewel Mendez coming in. Grounded. This could be 2. Greenman to Kerr to Griffith. Double play. So Prospectors down to their final out. That freaking Frigate. Back up. Keith Dude trying to finish off this game here for the Maneaters. That is ripped. It's going to be off the big wall. So runner on first, 2 outs. Corker up 3-3, 2 home runs. She's an absolute beast at the plate, locked in. Fouls that one away. It's a ball high, 1-1. Strike 2, down to the final strike. Foul ball, 1-2. Ripped. Right at Wallace, out number 3, and the Maneaters win in a nail-biter game. Let's take a look at the line. 6-11-1, 7-11-0 for the Maneaters. Boy, how many home runs? There were 6 home runs in this game. Holy cow. Just a hit fest all around. So none of the starters get the win here. I mean, none of the starters didn't play well at all. Didn't pitch well at all. Keith Duke gets the win, though. And we got Emmy Corker in the top spot for the Prospectors, 3 for 4, 2 homers, RBIs, bunch of RBIs. Kerr, of course, that big 3-run jack gave them the lead. Aria Bell had a home run. Just pretty good performance all around, folks. It is 1 o'clock here. And that is it for today's stream. So we watched 4 games. Let's take a look at the detailed brackets. We watched 4 games first, 4 games of the tourney. And yeah, Boomerang's leading, Feta leading, Stilton leading, Mozzarella leading. So that is how it ends here right now. And we will see you tomorrow. Again, we're going to do streams pretty early in the morning. So I'll probably see you tomorrow morning somewhere around, I don't know, early or late. I don't know. It depends. We'll see what happens. Just follow us on Twitter at geek_cheese, and that's where you'll get your updates. And yeah, we'll check you guys next time. Thanks so much for watching. See ya.